The Shepherd's Weatherglass by Kate Hope. Gilbert Gnat was sobbing bitterly. When a gnat wants to cry and tries hard not to, he goes bzz, bzz. And that is just what Gilbert was doing now, for his mother was scolding him. "None of my other children are as silly as you are," said Mrs. Gnat. "Any proper gnat would have known when it was going to be fine and when it was going to be wet, but you don't seem to know sunshine from shadow. Look how wet your feet are, and your wings are soaked." All Gilbert could say was bzz, bzz, bzz. He really was very sorry he had stayed out in the raindrops. He was sorry his mother had scolded him and told him he was a silly boy. Most of all, he was sorry he had not been a proper gnat, for a gnat belongs to a special family of gnats, quite the best gnat family of Insectland. That is why you must always call gnats gnats when you talk to them. Even if they are not gnats, they would like to be thought they were. So it seemed that in spite of being such a well-bred insect, Gilbert Gnat was always doing the wrong thing, staying at home when he should be joining in the dance, and getting caught in the rain when all gnats, whether gnats or plain gnats, should be indoors. For gnats only dance when the evening sky is tinged with pink, and the misty horizon prophesies fair weather. "Oh, if only I knew," sobbed Gilbert. "Knew what?" asked a voice above him. Gilbert looked up, and there among the leaves he saw the wise owl. "I want to know what the weather will be," said Gilbert. "Can you tell me, Mr. Wise Owl?" "Look at the Shepherd's Weatherglass then, little gnat," replied the wise owl. "What is it like, Mr. Wise Owl?" But this time there was no reply, for it was daytime when the owl goes to bed, and he was too sleepy to hear any more questions. Now Gilbert Gnat was a shy little insect, and he did not like to ask his friends what the Shepherd's Weatherglass was, in case they should laugh at him. Instead, he thought he would go and ask the shepherd himself. Away he flew, till he found the shepherd sitting by himself among the grassy hills. Around him the sheep were nibbling, mewing low to one another. Their faces were milky white, and so innocent were their eyes that the gnat had no fear of them. The shepherd, however, looked a dark, fierce man, and Gilbert trembled as he buzzed up close to his ear and sang, all on one note, in the way gnats do. "What is a shepherd's weatherglass like?" Now the shepherd was cross, and thinking the gnat was a mosquito, he tried to brush him away with his hand. "Well," thought Gilbert, "if the shepherd has his own weatherglass, he must look at it sometimes. I will stay and watch him." Presently the shepherd felt a chill breeze, though the sun still stood high in the sky. "I wonder what the weather is going to be," he muttered to himself, rising and pulling his coat about him. Gilbert Gnat held his breath. He saw the shepherd bend down to the ground and search among the daisies, the clovers, the harebells, and tangled thyme, until he found a little red flower, the scarlet pimpernel, some call it. He took the frail stem in his hand to gaze at the petals. "Good," he said, "it is full out, then it will be fine weather." And with these words the shepherd turned homewards with his flock. Gilbert Gnat heard everything and leapt for joy. "Now I know," he cried. "The shepherd's weatherglass is this red flower of the fields. When its petals are open, it is going to be fine. So when its petals are closed, it must be going to be wet. Now my mother will not scold me, and my friends make fun of me." You may find Gilbert Gnat now living beside the scarlet pimpernel flower. And when its petals prophesy fine weather, out he goes and dances merrily in the sunset. So brightly does he flit that he looks like a streak of light himself. The happiest of all the gnats is he. Not only is he a real proper gnat and the darling of his mother, but he has a friend who tells him all the secrets of wind and cloud, his own special friend, the Shepherd's Weatherglass.